Yo, 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 how's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 27 of The Life and Suffering of Sir Brant and Brothers in Misery and stuff. Last time we made not sweet, we made sweet, passionate love to Lady Mila Kunis, which was pretty cool. It was on Throne, and all of her ancestors were tuning into the live stream of it. It was pretty cool. It's not bad. There was a lot of disappointment, and you could really smell it in the air.
They couldn't tear their eyes away.
No, they couldn't. It's almost as if they were at a fixed spot where they had to stare at the coitus that we made. It was great. It was a fun time. We went home. People were like, hey, what happened? And we're like, nah, we're not going to tell you. So we didn't. And then later we got sent a security dude who was like, hey, your brothers are in jail. Come with me. So we visited our brothers, Stefan and Nathan, and they're in jail because some shenanigans happened. And we had to make a choice to save them or not save them. And we were locked out of 3 other choices, which was kind of meh. But the choices weren't that great either, so I'm not too disappointed about it. Yeah. I think that's it. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Good summary.
Yeah. So, Brent, take us away.
You tell Stefan that the only way to get them out is this mess is with Father's help. No, Brent. Father must not know about this. If he gets involved, we won't be able to avoid dishonoring the family. You coldly reply that after this incident, disgrace is inevitable. All that remains is to try and minimize the damage. Leaving your brothers, you go upstairs to your father's office. What happened, Brent? You give father an account of the incident. He becomes more and more grim with every word you utter. Is this why I earned the judge's mantle? To get my own sons out of prison? I would have expected something like this from Nathan, but Stefan, I would not demean myself so they could avoid their punishment. You argue that in this case, the damage to your family's reputation will be far greater. Stefan will be publicly deprived of his sword, and Nathan will be sentenced to hard labor in the streets. I hate to admit it, but you're right, son. I'll have to swallow my pride and plead their case to the prefect. Stefan is his nephew, after all.
I like how he has to admit that we're right, and just the fact that we were the ones who pushed them out of the way, being like, no, we're the ones in charge now of this family. It feels like we really are in charge of this family. And I like the feeling of power. It's great.
Father gets an audience with his superior, Elborn. He returns downhearted but holding the prefect's order. Together, you walk to the dungeon and present the order to the gendarmes. Stefan Brant's sword is to be returned at once. He has not broken the law and must be freed. As for Nathan Brant, you will personally cover the damages in the inn. The inn has sustained, but this is no reason to keep a son of the noble family behind bars. Seeing the prefect's seal, the gendarme nods obediently and returns Stefan's sword.
Right to his stomach, and then he dies. Except he doesn't. But that would be cool if he
His
did.
hair.
Yeah, it gives him a haircut.
Black. It's emo now.
Yeah.
Father, I knew you'd come to the rescue. I haven't really done anything shameful. We will discuss this at home. Stefan sees the swords reverently as Nathan is let out of the cell. The elder brother takes the younger by the scruff of the neck and pulls him to the door. Nathan staggers and shuffles along limply. The prefecture is highly displeased with the indiscreet nepotism your father took advantage of. Unsavory rumors about the Brant family creep through Anazat. Back home, father lectures Stefan. Your elder brother objects and blames Nathan for everything. From now on, there will be no more drinking bouts or other nocturnal exploits. Nathan, Who are let's start that over. Who are those rogues you've befriended anyway? Stop shaming the family. If you're so worthless, at least let others go about their business in peace. Do you understand, you blockhead? Charlie Brown? Nathan reminds silent, staring, despondent. Okay, Nathan remains silent, staring despondently somewhere above him.
There you go.
Goddamn words.
You know what? Nathan can be like an older, homeless Charlie Brown. I feel like, after Snoopy died, I mean, he kind of...
Lucy pulled that football one too many times.
Yeah, and just really, he just snapped. Oh, look at that. Look at us affecting our family. Great. Oh, perfect. You know what? I kind of wish real life was like that. Like, you could get a real gauge of the disappointment of your family. It's like, oh, you did something really bad. It's like, oh, your mother. It's like, da-da-da-da, down by 2. It's like, God, man. Yeah. Oh, man.
Your most recent year, I saw that as save. Your most recent save for some reason. Your most recent year of service at the prefecture has seen an increase in litigation on crimes against the church. More and more people are joining the ranks of the new faith in Anazat. The movement began with the destitute beggars who had nothing to lose, but for years now, many well-off commoners and new nobles have been joining the fold. People say that the leader of the new faith in Anazat is Father Leonard, the abbot of the Temple of the Silver Tree. The city's leaders would love to expel him, but he is too highly regarded by the common folk. Complaints in the cases of defiance of one's lot keep pouring in. Every day somebody is reported by their neighbors for heresy. Many commoners adherents of the old faith fear that such flagrant defiance of their lots will usher in the prophesied wrath of the gods. However, you and the other judges have no choice but to reject most of the cases as a secular institution. The prefecture has no authority when it comes to crimes against faith. Only the church and the Inquisition have any say here. In the middle of another busy day at the prefecture office, the door swings suddenly open. Because I read those 2 words backwards. A tall gendarme wearing an officer's uniform walks in. He takes off his helmet, adjusts his short, fair hair, and bows to you hastily.
Captain Leonard reporting, Your Honor. My boys finally caught Father Mark, the dreaded apostate heretic. The prefect told us to take him in for judgment. You, bring him in.
I read that as a prostate heretic.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was also going to read that as that, and I was like, don't say that. That's not what it is.
2 gendarmes bring in a short, stout man wearing a worn, dirty priest's cassock. Cassock?
I don't know. Cassock? I've never heard of that.
Cassock. Dirty priest cassock. I'm guessing it's a clothing, I guess.
You know what? You keep reading. I'll look it up.
Priests wear the sacred symbol of the twins, a cross within a circle, but this man does not. Forced to sit before you, this odd-looking priest is nonetheless strangely undisturbed. Holy fuck, can't read. By his arrest. His eyes, curious and glittering with the life, study you intently.
So a cassock is the robe that he's wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the priest's robe. Huh. I did not know there was a name for that.
Yeah, me neither. I just assume robe.
Yeah. Context clues. This is him, Father Mark in the flesh. We caught him trying to preach that teaching of his, smack in the middle of a drinking hole for the lowborn in the Grey District. Some guys took offense and called for the gendarmes, and we got there right away.
It's Markiplier.
Father Markiplier.
Father Mark, you've heard the name ever since you were a child. His cult of rejection of the twins has expanded tenfold in the past several years. With nobles, commoners, and even other priests joining his flock. The Inquisition has hunted this heretical. Because some reason I had to just say tickle in that way. But apostate for years. But Father Mark has always eluded capture. Until now, some say his powerful protectors.
The Inquisition has hunted this heretical prostate. Got a heretical.
He's using hair to tickle
the prostate. Yep. Here are the statements from people at the establishment, Your Honor.
You flip through the pages of handwritten statements. Father Mark isn't just preaching; he is openly defying not only the lots, but even the twins themselves. Father Mark teaches that the gods have neither design nor purpose for us, so we are under no obligation to serve them or prepare our souls for the hereafter.
I think it's all that dank kush that he's smoking, that he's like, he's becoming a heretic, that we have to heretical his prostate.
You put the papers away, ready to question the profane priest. What was the subject of his sermons? What was he trying to convince his listeners to do? Father Mark prefaces this answer with a dazzling smile.
Do you want to be Father Mark?
As a judge, it is your duty to enforce secular law. You know as well as I do that I have broken no such law. I am a priest, my friend, and in the Empire, priests are allowed to preach. I was preaching the proper way to live one's worldly life, for this is the only existence we have. I told my listeners not to waste their lives serving these gods or those gods. The twins surely love us, but alas, their love violates us as much as their law. This entire world is proof of that.
He sounds like a conspiracy theorist a little bit. Love violates us as much as their law. This entire world is proof of that. I don't know, man. Sounds a little conspiracy to me.
I see my words upset you, but I'm afraid you can't judge me guilty for that. Here's why. You see, mine is a priestly law. If the judgment of the church is to be judgment of the church is to be trusted. I was gonna say distrusted, and then I'm like, I can't.
It changes the meaning of the sentence. I can't do it.
which means that only the Inquisition tribunal may find me guilty. So you could hand me over to those black-clad thugs, but alas, you will get absolutely nothing in return. The Inquisition wants to light their pyres in every corner of Anazat, and all they need for that is me. As soon as they get me, the Inquisitors will tell the prefecture to step aside and start enforcing the law themselves. Is that what you want, my friend? So what are you to do with me? Well, let's think about it. As a secular judge, you can't judge me guilty, but giving me to the Inquisition will weaken the prefecture. And so, my friend, everybody will be better off if you just set me free. Trust an old philosopher, it's better for me. Better for you, your prefect. And better for you as well. Surprisingly, the gendarme captain smiles knowingly at these words. He leans over and whispers a few words into your ear. You cannot help but notice the scars all over his neck.
I say, the old heretic's right, Your Honor. If he's still got the priestly lot, he's the Inquisition's problem. It's too dangerous for the prefecture to meddle in churchly affairs. And, strictly between you and me, if the reports I've been getting are to be trusted, this here Mark's been rubbing elbows with Patriarch Cassius himself. Letting him go might get us on his good side, and Sir Patriarchs... That's weird to say Sir and then Patriarchs. You just say, and the Patriarch's a very wealthy man. But it's like, oh no, it's Sir Patriarch. Yes, hello, my name is Mr. Patriarch. Like, what?
But suddenly the captain's voice trails off as the door to your office opens without warning. There is a young woman at the door, clothed in a black cassock. I don't know how to properly pronounce that word.
I don't
I'm just gonna say a cassock and
a cassock.
A cassock, and bearing the telltale silver seal of the Inquisition.
I am Sister Jean, Your Honor. I serve the Order of the Inquisition.
All right, so I can't make a decision here because this is the Inquisition's problem. All right, go away.
Yeah.
That stern face, those piercing brown eyes, they seem somehow familiar. Of course, this is the young acolyte girl from the Temple of the Silver Tree, the one you saw during the school visit. She is an inquisitor now.
Your men did well to track down and arrest Father Mark. Splendid! We've been hunting this false preacher for a long time. As I'm sure you know, priests may not be judged by secular laws, Your Honor. Mark has denigrated the twins and called for the people to reject them. He has broken his sacred vows and defied his lot. He will face the tribunal of the Inquisition for his transgressions. That man before you is a great threat to the people of Anazot, Judge Brante. His words lead people astray. His speeches doom them to eternal suffering at the foot of the pillar. Only the church knows the way to end his heresy. You will hand Father Mark over to me at once.
I would have to say, none of that really matters to you. You're here to sentence the things in this lifetime, not the afterlife time.
Yeah.
You're here to judge that. You're a judge. You do not see consequences for the actions. You just see the stuff that are being told to you. At least in theory, that's how it's supposed to go. You see the things in front of you, you deal with that, and the consequences aren't your problem. It's just putting consequences on them. That's the problem.
You should be a judge, man.
That's what a judge should be doing.
Dude, I think we're prepared to become judges after this. We went through a chapter of judge school. We can do it.
Sister Jean, or Jean.
Jeanne.
It just made me think of friggin' Forrest Gump. Jeanne. Remains in the doorway, wordlessly refusing to leave the prefecture without the captured heretic. The gendarmes and the captain stand still, await your orders. Father Mark is lounging in the chair, enjoying himself and eyeing you curiously, waiting for your decision on this contentious situation.
I like to think that it's just enjoying himself. He's just having a really happy time that he's alive and that he gets to experience his life. Father Mark is lounging in the chair, enjoying himself. Ah, yes. A good old cup of Father Mark. He's enjoying. Anyways, judge him. We have 3 out of 4 options unlocked. We can, judge. Our career goes down by 1. Our justice goes up by 1. Diplomacy goes up by 1. And John goes down by 1. Imperial law exists for all estates, so you will find a way to judge Father Mark guilty in a secular court.
Is Jean the female John?
Dude, if I change my name to a female's name, then sure, I'll go with that. Maybe. We could hand him over to the Inquisition. Church goes down by 1, which it's already had a -2, so I think that's a tipping point for them. Justice goes down by 1, which I don't think we want. Theology goes up by 2. We don't care about theology, so whatever. We could set him free with our scheming. Church goes up by 1. Career goes down by 1. Wealth goes up by 2. And scheming goes up by 1.
So I don't like those second 2 middle options there.
The hand him over to the Inquisition and set him free?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the last one? Last one would be prosecute the case with the Inquisition. Church goes down by 1. Career goes up by 1. Justice goes down by 1. Theology and eloquence go up by 1. You insist on participating in Father Mark's trial. As a judge, you have something to say in this litigation, and the Inquisition must take it into account. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so, going back to, the choices of this chapter, right? Okay, so chapter 4 will end based on these things right here. Right? Knight of the Serpents, Auton is sentenced. Auton faces the Court of Honor. Broken chains or true death, right? Now, the way that we're doing this is I can't remember if it's career or justice that we're trying to get up higher.
It was
but I know for this one, our justice needs to be 8 or 9.
I think it was our justice that we're pushing.
I think
we
that's
also wanted our career to be up too. So
yeah. Well, career.
but it
That's
was
the thing.
opposites for those two.
Yeah, that's the thing because I feel like when one goes up, the other one kind of goes down.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that I think if our career goes down enough, then we're gonna get into trouble.
Yeah.
Even if our justice goes up. So like. Yeah, I think this is the one that we were trying to go to, Auton is sentenced, because we have almost everything. We just need our justice to be 8 or 9, is the thing. But, going back here, right? Actually, wait, sorry, going to our, where is it? Province, occupation, yeah. So, we're at a 4 for career, and we're at a 6 for justice, so we're actually, like, pretty decently close to getting our justice high enough.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's just that we can't get below 3 in our career, or else we're going to be in a dangerous position.
Yeah.
So, based on that, I would probably say let's go with the first one.
Yeah,
to judge him, because then our career goes down to 3, but that's still okay. Our justice goes up by 1, which we kind of need. Diplomacy goes up by 1, which is great. And this character that we literally just met goes down by 1, like, whatever. Like, rather than this, like, our justice goes down by 1, which we do not want at all. And this one, our career goes down by 1, but the things that are relevant to us, like scheming is not really relevant to us, and wealth is kind of eh. And church is eh. Like, I don't know. Not like, yeah. Based on that, I would say the first one.
I think Jean plays a bigger role in probably the
religious route.
The religious route, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be like the Nathan route, because I think that's kind of what we decided was each sibling was kind of like a different path,
yeah.
Right? Like we went down the noble path, which is Stefan's technically, but then Gloria would be like the rebel route, and then Nathan would be the religion route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I would assume.
I that's the way I'm thinking.
I have no basis for it, but I think the story would slightly change for each route. That's why I think chapter 4 is the biggest.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, because we're doing everything based on the fact that we became a judge and we're a noble, right? Like this entire arc would be different if we had chosen either one of those different occupations other than judge. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, and it definitely gives a lot of like replayability to this game for sure. But yeah, I don't know. For now, to stay relevant, I would say judge him. What do you? I
agree.
You agree?
Judge him.
All right, we're gonna judge him. We're gonna be a couple judgy Jasons. We're gonna judge the heck out of him. We just like run up to him and start squinting in his eyes, giving him like a weird death glare.
We need to play that paper crane game.
Crane game?
I forget what it's called, but it has the guy that goes, Jason!
Oh, Heavy Rain. I can't remember the game.
Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain, God, dude.
The cover has a paper crane, or it's the paper.
It's a. That's the only reason why
crane. I remember it.
Yeah, because it's the origami killer and everything. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah. So if we ever play Heavy Rain, there's 2 ways we do it. It's either just you and me, and we both take control of 2 characters each, or we get like 2 other people to come in and play those characters, which I think would be more fun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we could get Izzy back on here. We could get Enoch on here.
Yeah,
maybe that could be interesting.
It's a fairly short playthrough too, so.
Oh, it's definitely short if each person messes up their part. And it becomes a very depressing story.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The case of Father Mark. You order the gendarmes to put Father Mark in jail. The priest just shakes his head slowly and sadly. The gendarme captain smirks slyly at Sister Jean and tells his men to put the priest in shackles. As you wish, Your Honor. The mere sight of Father Mark being taken away by the law sends Sister Jean into an apoplectic fit of rage. Okay.
Electric pop.
Yeah, right? Just starts like dancing and like beatboxing stuff. Like, oh my god. How dare you defy the judgment of the Inquisition? You have no right to judge a priest, not even such an erring heretic as Mark. Only other priests may pronounce judgment upon a priest. You have clearly forgotten your own lot, if you see it otherwise. Know this, Sir Brant. The Inquisition will not forget this outrage. We will do whatever it takes to get you dismissed. Yeah, well, guess what? You're dismissed. Now get out of my office. Oh, damn! After Gian finally storms out, you head for Alborn's office. Thanks to the firm guidance of the prefect and your verdicts as a judge, the rule of the law in the province has been on the rise. Even nobles can be seen falling in line and acknowledging the prefecture's authority. Could this be the time to take on another step forward and make the priests acknowledge secular law just as they accept the divine law?
I don't remember his voice at all. That was quite brazen of you, Brent.
It's so funny because you do the same accent for him every time, and it's always the same one, and it's great. You're like, I don't know it, and you do your go-to one, and it's perfect.
I think it's his face.
That's the thing. His face is very
Defying the Inquisition like that, it could cost you dearly. But I'm on your side on this matter. Father Mark will set an ideal precedent. A priest judged by imperial law rather than church tribunal. The man you caught is an apostate and a heretic. So the Inquisition will provide no legal defense. This all but ensures a guilty verdict. Permission granted, Brant. Prepare the cheese.
Oh yeah, gonna prepare that cheese. And it's just like, at the little stand right there, it's just like a little plate of cheese.
A charcuterie.
Yeah, right. You see like the security guard go up to it and he's like sneaking slices of it. Suddenly like the prosecuted is gone and it's like, what? Where'd he go? To ensure... I'm reading, right? I totally forgot. Okay. To ensure that the Inquisition has no time to intervene, you schedule the trial as soon as possible. But even with the precautions, the courtroom on the day of trial is a strange sight to see. There's a plate of cheese right there. Of course it's a strange sight to see. Outraged priests and odd-looking commoners fill the stalls. Now and again you hear their cries. Some demand you hand over Father Mark to the Inquisition, while others shout in support of the apostate. Mark himself is quiet and utterly calm, his arms folded across his chest because he's a little pouty boy who didn't get his way. This time, the time for the verdict has come. Instead of heresy, you accuse Father Mark of being kind of a dick. Yeah, of inciting rebellion against the Emperor's rule. In his sermons, Mark told people to reject the twins, but the Tempest dynasty was chosen to rule by the twins themselves. Therefore, his call to reject the twins represents an act of rebellion against the Tempest dynasty and the Empire as a whole. Oh, jeez. Wow. We just killed him with that. You thus conclude that Father Mark is an insurgent and a traitor, a crime that falls within the authority of the prefecture. Your speech has the Board of Justice backed against the wall. Despite their better judgment, they are now obligated to side with you instead of the Inquisition. Through clenched teeth, they accept your arguments for prosecuting Father Mark in a secular trial. The verdict has been rendered.
Well, I don't remember.
It has like a raspy voice, I think.
Well then, it was kind of like, well then, your honors, I hope your ambition has duly satisfied and authority duly enforced. But alas, every single one of you is still a puppet of the alien will of the gods. It's time to hand me over to the Inquisition. After all, only the Church knows the proper punishment for me. I remember his voice because of, I just think of Vegeta and a terrible Vegeta, and then that's it.
just terrible Vegeta. That's the voice. The gendarmes unceremoniously stuff a gag in Father Mark's mouth to protect society from his heretical? Heretical. There you go. His hairy tickle motions. Sister Jean is waiting right outside the courtroom, an inscrutable expression on her face. She takes custody of Father Mark, now a convict, and leads him to the dungeons of the Inquisition for his long overdue punishment. Shortly after, you learn that your father was one of the judges on the Board of Justice.
That was some trial. I can't remember his voice. Now,
That was some trial.
That was some trial. And it's led by my own son of all people. As priest convicted of the prefecture, our province has never seen anything like this before. Many judges are bound to hold a grudge against you for making us clash with the Inquisition. As for me, I'm proud you saw the case through to the very end. We will succeed no matter what the fate has in store for us.
Oh yeah. Relationship with Jean down by 1. Career down by 1. Now we need to remember that career, we can't go down any further in it for sure. And our justice is up, so we're at to 7. So really, we just have to get 1 more injustice, and then we can totally take Auton down. We just need to make sure that we don't pick one of the choices that gets career up, but then justice down.
Yeah.
So that, we got to remember that. Diplomacy, 14, that's pretty dope. That's pretty good. Oh, man, we're getting there, man. Dude, we're 23 years old. Oh, dude, that's amazing. Holy crapoli.
That's when I moved to Vancouver.
Ooh. Wait a minute. Friend of the people, this event is a consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met, our justice is more than 5. Remiel Vermont, we did not make a deal with him. Okay.
So since we didn't make a deal, we can do it.
Oh, I thought that's
no deal? Great. That's what we did.
Oh, okay. So it's like deal or no deal, and we did no deal because we want to get the $1 million.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. It all makes sense now.
But anyway, I suspect we're gonna get death.
Well, dude, I don't. Well, God, that would really suck. Could you imagine like the deal or no deal show, but instead of like the 1 cent you can get, it's just death. like you can get it so badly where you'll literally get executed on the spot. Oh, dude, that would be. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Anyway, we will continue this next time, and we'll figure out if we actually are a friend of the people or not. I don't know. Maybe. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this episode, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, do the things you do for everyone else, but do it for us. And I don't know, Brent, you got any last words?
Nobles are people too. We're not friends of nobles. And the church people are people too. So are we friends of those people?
That's true. That's a lot of different people that we have to be friends with. Yeah, who are the people? Like,
except for the Arcanians. Those are not people.
Yeah, they're not. They're blue.
Or are they people?
They're blue. Blue people.
Yes, they are people too, though. So are we friends with them as well?
We're definitely friends with one of them.